What is going on, guys? Back with another video for you all. This is the update video on my comparison and trying to figure out which nail gun setup do I want to run with, right? A little background for context. DJC Custom Woodworking. I build a lot of random things because I like building stuff, and sometimes it just happens to look pretty decent, from custom dog kennels, planter boxes, random projects, cutting boards, your typical DIY hobbyist type stuff. You just build stuff and just see what happens. With this video, I wanted to make a video because I wanted to do a comparison, right? And I was looking at replacing a nail gun because mine just kept having issues. So at some point, I just got tired of dealing with it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to replace it. I had some gift cards, and I'm like, okay, which one do I want to go with? So, what we're gonna do is just jump into a couple videos. A couple videos. Jump into the pros, the cons, and then which one I decided to go with, or what platform I decided to go with at the end of the day. Because I'm not really a brand loyalist, regardless of what's behind me. It's mostly Milwaukee, and that is only because I found the most deals on Milwaukee. There were some deals on DeWalt as well, but I don't know why. I just found better deals on Milwaukee, if that makes sense. Like my drills, my routers, like it was a buy one get one free type deal. So that's why. And honestly, all of mine are M12 fuel. I don't have any M18 besides the router. Everything is M12 fuel. So that's one of the main reasons why I like them. I didn't need 18 volts, so that's what I got. Most deals on track saws, vacuum. Again, I just happened to find them at the right time. Anyway, fast forward. Let's get to this. So I've been testing these out for about 2-3 days now. Um, and I've shot nails in this piece, on this side, on this one. And I think a lot of times what you see a lot of review videos doing is what they'll do is that they'll have the nail gun and they shoot just straight into it like so, right? And while that's accurate, I'm not knocking for that. For me personally, maybe for other people, for me personally, I'm not always shooting my nails in straight. It may be slightly tilt. So I may be, kind of on this angle, maybe on that angle, maybe more this way, maybe more that way, right? It may not be always straight to where it's giving me the perfect setup. Like I'm not here, I maybe again turn this way a little bit, turn that way, this way, and I knew I want it to go straight. So that's what I've been doing the last couple of days, testing them all out to see which one works for me and what I use it for. Again, this is for me and what I use it for. If you find value in this, great. So, been testing them out, and I'm gonna go over the pros, and just let you know which one I end up choosing to go with. So first up, the Metabo HBT. Solid nail gun. I think the thing that works for this one is that it's a slim profile. It fires quick. It's simple, basic. There's nothing crazy about it. It does have a safety little trigger right here. So when you want to lock it, you can lock it. Think up, yeah, up is locked. So you can't pull that trigger because it locks you out. Push it down and then it'll fire, right? So that's one of the great things about this. Also, this was probably the most, no, Ryobi. This is the second most budget friendly because you got this, the battery, one battery, 2.0, for 169. Prime days it was 129, but I missed that one. So this is what it came out to be. Again, it's slim, easy to use. It gets where it needs to go, and it does the job, right? So that's that one here. Okay, jump into this one, the Ryobi. The Ryobi is, I think, what most of you guys will swear by. Tried and true. It has been nothing but a workhorse and will do everything you need to do. It has the micro adjustments. It has safety triggers. It has budget friendliness. You can get this right now for free if you buy the battery kit, which is how I got it. It has the trigger indicator. I mean, the pointing so you see where the nail is going to go, right? Easy to clear out in case it jams up. However, this is the one I'm looking to replace because of the fact that it would have misfires and I would be trying to nail something. And what would happen is that this here, this right here, I would set it here And by the time I got done doing a few nails, it would end up being way up here. What that resulted in was it blasting through the other side of my material, and I would have to go back, or I would see it after I'm, um, done with what I'm done with. I'm like, oh fuck, it shot through, and I got to go back, hammer that in, patch it, sand it, fix it, to not have to redo the whole piece all over again, right? Until it got to a point eventually where I just had to start. Um, I would shoot a nail, I would check, shoot a nail, check, and then with the micro adjustment as far as setting the depth, I noticed on it stopped working. Again, I think I just got a dud. I think I got a dud, but it traumatized me. I'm like, yo, I don't want to deal with that. I just don't want to deal with it. Because it happened once, it might happen again, it might not. For most of you, it does not happen. It hasn't happened, but that's for you guys, right? For me, it has. That's what I can tell you. Um, and then the second thing, anyway, yeah, we'll get to that. Moving on. So this is the M12 fuel, the newest one, M12 fuel, which is everything else I have. Pros: lightweight, easy to use, maneuverability, fits in tight spots, can run off a small battery as well. Has two different modes of single, multiple, and again, biggest thing is lightweight, easy to use, has the indicator on top, right? Um, that one. The next one here is the bigger one, of course, the M18, right? The biggest difference, of course, M18 versus M12 power. Um, this one you can only go up to 1.5 inches. This one you can go up to 2 and 1/8 or 2 inches, I believe. I think it's 2 and 1/8. Yeah, up to 2 and 1/8. So you get a longer nail for bigger pieces of material, thicker pieces of material, which is cool. Double modes, single and multiple nails you can shoot. This is running off a high output M18 battery. I know what you're thinking, Alonzo. Take the battery out. You're probably right before you shoot yourself in the finger or something like that, or in the eye, worst case scenario. So let me take the battery out of these. All right, so that's that one. Take the battery out of this one as well. Which way you want to go? Take the battery out. Whatever. Lay it down. All right. This one I can. This one I can lock. Okay. This one I cannot lock. Let me take the battery out of that one. Oh, power's off on me anyway. Never mind. Okay. So anyway, so that's a good thing. Now, also has an indicator. Let's get into the cons. First, I'll start with the cons on Metabo. What I have noticed is that first thing I noticed is that there's no multi-fire. There's no multi-fire trigger unless I am missing it. I just overlooked it, but I do not believe there's a multi-fire on the HBT. Right? Multi-fire means where you can just hold your finger on the trigger and just boom, 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 all the way through. There's no multi-fire. Second thing I noticed is that it's kind of tough to see where your nail is going to go because at the very tip here, if you can see that at the very tip, there's really no indicator. It all blends in. It's all black, so you don't know where your nail is going. Of course, I'm sure as you use it more and more, you figure it out, but there's no indicator. So there's no indicator on this one. Other thing I've noticed is that as I was firing, was that this may be a little small thing. This one will still fire even after you run out of batteries, right? This one here will still fire even after you run out of batteries. I mean, out of nails. I'm sorry, guys. After you run out of nails, it will still fire. So if you're like me, sometimes you got your headphones on, and depending on what you have it set to, if you have it set to flush or it's set to a little bit deeper, if you're firing, if you're not paying attention, which you should be, of course, but if you're just zoning out, you're like boom, boom. You would think that the nails are going in because it's still firing and it's just buried a little bit deeper, which sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. But you would look and realize, oh, I ran out of nails. I don't know when, so you have to go back and look and see where you ran out of nails. Also, I set the depth on a 2x4 to exactly where I wanted it to be, and I noticed that it did not sit flush all my nails. My nails were not sitting flush. I know I am using a 2.0 battery. I don't want to have to use a heavier, bigger battery. So, those are the cons I noticed about this one. All right, let's move on. Here, M12 fuel. I don't have many cons about this one. I guess the one con you can I can say about it, and it's not because I'm a Milwaukee fanboy. Not at all. Again, just good deals. Good deals in marketplace, right? Um, One thing I can say, the kind of, I guess would be the depth of nail you can go up to. Um, Outside of that, I would think it is really the, I want to say just the depth of nail. That's really it I can think of for this one. It was easy to use. I did fire on a tilt to notice when it was able to sink and not stick up. I noticed on this one, when I tilted it, no matter what, it still would not sink the nail as deep as I would like it to go. If I had it on a flush setting, right, I had to kind of play with it and finally get it. Even so, on that setting, I wasn't able to get it exactly where I wanted to be. This one, kind of the same issue. This one, kind of the same issue. I would have to make sure that, again, the depth is all the way there. Even on some nails, it wouldn't be, but it wasn't consistent with it when I was doing angled. When I was doing straight down, perfectly fine. But if I'm, slightly this way and firing, gave me a little bit of an issue. All right. Ryobi. This is the one that, again, I'm replacing. Cons. I think I've already said it. The misfiring, the not firing all the time consistently. The That pin, that I don't know what you call that, push pin, would kind of sometimes get stuck, or I would have to pop it open, push it back, all that kind of stuff to get it to fire again. Secondly, the weight. Once I add the battery, because there was times where for some reason the 2.0 battery wouldn't work, I would have to use, that's the 6. I would have to use the 4 or 4, and that just adds to the weight. And if you're using it for enough period of time, adding to the weight, it just wasn't quite ideal. I noticed that you have to keep your finger more on the trigger to complete the firing. Um, you couldn't just hit it once, fire, hit it once, fire, hit it once, fire. It was a hold it, make sure it completes it, then move on to the next one. That's what I noticed. Again, maybe it's just me, but that's what I noticed about this one. Okay. The other con that I noticed, I think I said already, was the weight, and then that this eventually stopped working. That micro adjustment. That was my biggest thing for that. Let's get on to M18 fuel. M18 fuel, not a lot of many cons about this one. It worked pretty smoothly. The only thing I can think of is the size. It's close to the size of this one, close to the size of that one lengthwise. But I think for most people, this is kind of what it is. It's what the M18, or just in general, a good solid nailer size wise, is going to be what it is. So if I had to get into wrap this video up, guys, out of all of them that I tested, and I really wanted to love the Metabo. I really wanted to love the Metabo, right? And in my thought process, what I was thinking was this: I don't shoot a lot of thick material, and I thought that the M12 was going to be great for me. Like the M12, I'll run the M12 because a lot of mine is, picket fences, things like that. I might go up to an inch and a quarter or an inch and an eighth, maybe, which I think, if I'm pretty sure this is what it will shoot up to, inch and a half. I'm sorry. So I might go up to an inch and a quarter, which is I only use 1 inch for my pickets. Every 3/4 inch, I may go up to inch and a half or inch and a quarter. 1 inch here. If I use 3/4 inch, I'm going up to probably like an inch. 1 inch on this one, inch and a quarter for 3/4, maybe inch and a half, depending on what I'm shooting it into. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to run with an M12 and then use my 16 gauge, which I have the air compressor for that one. Use the 16 gauge when I want to run for anything that is going to be anything that was going to be thicker, that needed more strength. And then this one right here came along. Because, guys, and again, I'm not a fanboy, but man, the grip on these two feel the best to me. The grip on this one feels amazing. I don't know what they do or what Milwaukee does. They have someone come in and hold this one, and they mold it to people's average hand, but it just feels so good in your hand. I would also say that it fires effortlessly. Pull the trigger, it fires. Pull the trigger, it fires. I don't have to hold it. I don't have to worry about maybe it fired. I can pull the trigger and it fires again effortlessly, which is amazing, right? So it's one of those things where I'm like, interesting, because I didn't really plan on going with the M18 fuel, but out of all of these that I've tried out, when I say all of these four that I tried, I like the M18 fuel the most, even though it's the most expensive. Unfortunately, this is by far the one I like the most out of all of them, because again, the power, it gives me the flexibility to go up to the longer nails if I need to, which I don't think I will, right? Um, the ease of use, the feel in the hand. I was able to do the sideways and it buried the nails with no issues, left or right. It was just a solid all around feel for a nail gun. Um, and even though it's a bit longer than the Ryobi, I would say by about an inch and a half, maybe two, maybe inch and a half, right? Um, I love this one the most. This was my favorite out of all four of these, right? But I will tell you, even though that was my favorite, I am thinking, because of what I use my projects for and the maneuverability of the M12, because of how small it is. It's decent enough power, strong enough power to maneuver inside of small things, inside of tight spaces, right? And I see where my nail is going. I think for that mere purpose alone, I'm going to be rocking this one. I'm going to be rocking this one here, the M12. This is the one I think I'm going to be rocking. I could be wrong, but I think this is the one I'm going to be rocking because of simply that maneuverability of it. My son coming out saying hi, playing peekaboo. So this is what I'm thinking. And then another thing, also, it gives you an M8, M12, M18. It gives you the different tips you can switch out to. So you can switch out the tips, guys. I don't know if you guys can see this right here. On this side, it has additional tips you can switch this one out to if you wanted to. None of the other ones came with that. And it's just those little things that matter to make a difference. So even though as much as I love the feel in the hand of this one, the ease of use of this one, the power of this one, I think because, and I guys, in a week, you could see me in here. I still have both the M12 and the M18 and 16 gauge. But I think because of those reasons, you know, as much as I love this one for my use and what I use it for mostly, I think I'm gonna rock with, like I said, my M12 fuel 18 gauge and pick up the 16 gauge because I have a cord. But I'm gonna go cordless. Hi, boo boo. He talked to me. Yes, baby. Yeah, I'm just doing. Go ahead. Yes. Uh huh. Boo boo, you gotta close that door because the mosquitoes come in. I'll be done in like 5 minutes. So yeah, I think I'm gonna rock with this one. And again, guys, I'm such a creature of I like nice things. I like things to work, and I'm afraid that if I return, it's gonna be like, oh, I should have kept it. So, anywho, that's what we're gonna do. All right. Sorry for the ramble, the rant, to just blab in. Hope you found some value in this. Um, these will probably work for mostly anybody. Some people love and swear by the Ryobi, and I think just because of the one I got, it scorned me. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going through that again. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give me a subscribe. I appreciate it. Again, I'm going to be getting back to some building videos. Like I actually have a build coming up of a I what I do with my picket fences. Yeah, sometimes I'll sell them, but what I do is I raffle them off. Right, I just do a raffle off. I think the next one I'm going to do is a raffle off for a picket fence. And I'm going to donate that money to a back to school something donation, whatever it may be. So yeah, doing that. So stay tuned. Build videos coming back now that I'm back in here. Happy space. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you guys soon. Give me a subscriber. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 guys. I'm so close. I need 240 more subscribers. So close. So close. Talk to you guys soon, guys. Bye.
Daddy.
Jesse.
Uh,